All right. Hey, guys. Thank you so much for joining tonight. My name is Hayley. I'll be guiding you through about an hour-long Vinyasa flow. So we're going to get started sitting down. So you can find Padasana, so butterfly pose. You can draw heels together, feet together, knees wide. If you want to prop your sits bones up a little bit, feel free to add in a prop like a blanket or a block if that's what you need to feel a little bit more height underneath the sits bones, get into the pose a little bit more comfortably. We'll start with the hands behind the hips. You can have heels of the wrists facing towards your sits bones, fingertips facing the back of the mat. I'm just beginning to get a little bit more comfortable in some stillness. So roll the shoulders down the back, lift the ribs, and keep the head pointed straight to the ceiling. So think of someone pulling a thread, a string connected to the top of the head. You can close your eyes here. I'm sorry if you hear that. That's my dog taking some sips of water. So starting to just simply notice your breath. Its movement, it's like a current. Notice the rhythm. And let your breath begin to enhance your lung capacity. So let your breaths begin to grow a little bit deeper. And begin to find this peaceful breath. And if it ever becomes too much on the hands or the back, you can place the hands, maybe palm face up in your lap, keeping a long spine, keeping the sits bones rooted. Maybe wrapping the hands around the feet. And so a lot of the times we usually just think about the front of the body when we are taking inhales and exhales. So let's try to fill up the back body as well. So on your inhale, your next inhale, fill up the lower back. And then let that overflow into the low belly. Next inhale, fill up the back of the ribs. And then let this flow overflow all the way to the midsection. Next inhale, breath fills up the back of your heart, the upper back, and then overflows to the side bodies and the front of your chest. So feeling this equality of your breath on the front side and the back side of the body. Notice what shifts in your mind once you bring your awareness to your breath. Maybe it's the rhythm, maybe it's the sensation, maybe it's the sound of your breath. And taking note of what's going on drops you a little bit closer into the present moment. And sealing the lips if they're not already. Breath moves in and out of the nose. And beginning our Ujjayi pranayama, our oceanic breath. So it's like you're fogging up a mirror, but keeping the lips sealed. So breath is coming from the back of the throat. And it sounds like the oceans crashing. And so throat is a bit constricted. And beginning your Ujjayi pranayama, at the same time you're working on filling up the entire front side and back side of the torso, of the chest, the back of the chest. On your next inhale, start to flutter the eyes open. You can reach your arms overhead. And then gently take a fold forward. So hinging at your hips, reaching the fingertips all the way from shoulder blades, all the way through the arms, through the fingertips, and take a fold forward. Think about drawing your forehead to your toes. Every inhale, elongate the spine. And every exhale, can you fold a little bit deeper? And start to walk the fingertips, travel the fingertips to the right side. And feeling the breath, feel the sensation of the breath all the way from the back of the throat, chest, left lung, all the way down to the left hip point. And walk the fingertips through center over to the left side, taking a little bow in. And again, let the breath trace from the back of the throat, the chest, the right lung, to the right hip crease. And walk the hands back through center. And then coming upright, lift the arms overhead. And then crossing the right arm in front of the left, grabbing hold of opposite shins, pull the heart through. And then exhale to tuck the chin around the spine. And then spine comes back neutral, upright. And then maybe take a look underneath the left armpit. So just coming into this modified side bend, you might have to walk the hands up towards the knees just to get a little bit more depth in the twist. And then come back through center. Reach the fingertips to the top of the room. Cross the left arm in front of the right this time. And then reach for opposite shins or knees. Inhale, pull the heart through. Gaze can shift up. And then exhale to tuck the chin around the spine. And then come back up through neutral. You're going to start to shift your gaze underneath the right arm, the right armpit. Bring into a little bit of a side body stretch. Right elbow might want to lift off the left arm. And then coming back through center. Lift the fingertips up, one more full body stretch. And then you can cross the legs, roll over, coming into table pose. So wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And start taking some circles of the body, just in one direction, getting out those little pockets of tension. And then switching directions. And then meeting back on your table. Tuck the toes. Press your hips back to your heels, coming into an active child's pose. And then root through the hands. Lift yourself up into a cat-like back. So puffing up the back of the chest, tucking the chin. And then moving into your cow. And then press the hips back. So taking this fluid movement into our cats and cows. Moving in through a child's pose. So inhale lifts you up, rounding the back to your cat pose. Exhale, belly sinks, lift the gaze, hips sink back, child's pose. And taking a couple of these spinal rolls with your own breath. You might want to close your eyes. Just starting to open up the spine in a different way than we normally do in our cats and cows, in traditional cats and cows. I'm taking about 2 more rounds here. And then after your last round, meeting in our table, lengthen the right leg back, toes are tucked, top of the plank, and then lengthen the left leg back. So you're in a high plank now. Holding here for a few rounds of breath. If you want to add in some movement, maybe rock forwards and backwards. Starting to open up the calves, get into the wrists a little bit more. Keep engaging the core. And shift your gaze right in between the thumbs. And staying in our plank. Next inhale, shift forward on the toes. Exhale lowers you halfway or to the belly, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over through table or high plank. Downward facing dog. It might be your first down dog of the day, so add in some movement. Walk out your dog, pedal the feet. Open and close the mouth. And then find a little bit of stillness here. Shift the heels over to the right side. So entire left foot is rooted on the ground. Right heel will lift off the mat, right knee bends. You might have to look at the screen for this one. And then gaze will shift underneath the left shoulder. So we're just coming into side body stretch. And then come through center. Shift the heels over to the left side. So right foot is rooted down, parallel to the shorter edge of the mat. Left heel will stay lifted, left knee bent, right leg long. Gaze can shift underneath the right armpit. And then shift back to your downward facing dog. Next, inhale, roll forward, high plank. Bend the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Bend the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. One more just like that, roll forward like water, high plank. Bend the knees, lift your hips down, down. Lift the heels, bend your knees, and tiptoe your way to the top of the mat. Trying to see how far you can make it. Your knees might need to bend a little. Let the feet land a little bit wider than hips width. Hands can grab opposite elbows here. Taking your ragdoll, sway the body back and forth. Let the crown of the head be heavy. Keep reaching up through your sits bones. Shift the weight to the toes to lift the hips a little bit higher, finding this length in the back of the legs. You might want to bounce the body. You can take as generous of a bend as you need. And then release the elbows, drape the body forward. Walk the feet underneath the hips. Inhale to your halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale to fold, soften the knees. Next breath in, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to reach the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive the heart forward, fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. This time, left foot will step back, right foot stays at the top of the mat. Lift yourself up, warrior two pose. So front heel is in line with the back of the arch of the left foot. Back foot is a little bit parallel to the shorter edge of the mat. Take a look down to make sure the right knee is stacked on top of the right ankle. Next, inhale, lengthen the front leg. Reach the arms overhead. And then exhale, sink into your warrior two. Inhale to lengthen the front leg. Exhale to sink, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen the limbs. This time, wiggle the left heel in, so both heels are in, toes are out. Exhale, sink the hips, goddess pose. You might want to take a couple rocks side to side just to open up the hip joints. And then we'll cactus the arms. Right arm wraps underneath the left. Eagle arms. Soften the shoulders. Press the forearms to the front of the room. Stay long through the spine. Next, inhale, lengthen the legs. Toes in, heels out. Inhale, open the heart. Reach the arms up, keeping the eagle. And then hinging at the hips. Take a fold with your arms. Keep the left arm crossing in front of the right. Reach for opposite legs. You can stay here in your fold. If you want to come into that side body opener, left elbow might lift off the right arm. You might peep underneath your left shoulder. Taking a little bit of a twist. Keep the weight shifted in the toes, avoiding collapsing the hips backwards. And then release the arms. Walk yourself to the front of the mat. Step the right foot back, maybe keep the right heel lifted. Take a chaturanga. And then we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Open the mouth to side out. Inhale, heels lift, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop your way top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Sweep the arms overhead. Exhale right away to your fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, right toe step back, heel to arch alignment. Inhale, open the arms up, warrior two pose. Holding here, take a moment to check in. Make sure you're rooted through the outside of the right foot. Left knee stacked over the ankle. Externally rotating, so think about pressing the left knee open. Next breath in, lengthen the left leg, arms reach overhead. Prana pulls, exhale, sink, warrior two. Inhale, pull the air up, lengthen the left leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, prana pulls, lengthen. Heels come in, toes out, sink your hips. Goddess pose. Cactus the arms. This time, left arm underneath the right. Inhale, lengthen the limbs, open the arms, or press the forearms to the top of the room, take a mini back bend. And then exhale, hinge at your hips, toes in, heels out, wide-legged forward fold with eagle arms. Release the arms, right arm is over the left. Grabbing hold of opposite legs here. And then take a look underneath the right armpit, coming into a little bit of a twist. Keep the weight in the toes. And then releasing the hands underneath the shoulders. Pivot the feet to the front of the mat. All 10 toes point forward. Step yourself back, one-legged plank. And then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Open mouth. Stick out your tongue, sigh it out. Inhale, heels left, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands to heart. Inhale to sink your hips, Utkatasana, chair pose. Biceps next to the ears. Belly button in and up, side body long. Couple more breaths here just to activate the legs, the quads, the glutes. Inhale. Exhale to sink the hips. Inhale to elongate the side body. Exhale, sink. One more breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, step or hop your way through a chaturanga. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Taking a couple rounds of our sun salutation B. Next breath, right heel lifts. Draw the right knee to the nose, step the foot through, back heel lowers. You're in a heel to heel alignment, back foot 45-degree angles. Sweep the arms overhead. And then exhale. Plant the palms, your choice for chaturanga. Meeting in our downward facing dog. Left heel lifts, knee to nose, step the foot through. Back heel lowers, 45-degree angle of the right foot. Arms reach overhead. Plant the hands, chaturanga, or downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale takes you to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold. Arms circle overhead. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands to heart. Sink your hips, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, chaturanga, meeting in our downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel lifts. Knee to nose, step the foot through. Inhale, warrior one. Plant the hands, chaturanga. Left heel lifts, knee to nose. Step the foot through, warrior one. Exhale, lowers you through your chaturanga. Full breath in to lift the heels. Exhale, step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Arms circle overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Close the eyes. Taking a moment here to pause, reflect. Feel the rising and falling of the breath. Beating of the heart. And finding this current, the rhythm, Our pranayama, our breath, is our life force. So always coming back to the breath. If anything in your life, on and off your mat, get away from you. And start to flutter the eyes open, circle the arms overhead. Take a Uttanasana, fold forward. Halfway lift on your breath in. And on your next exhale, you can take a chaturanga here. We're gonna meet in our downward facing dog. Heading on to, you're coming into a little bit more of a flow now that we've heated our bodies up. Once in our downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right heel, open the hip, but keep the leg long. Keep the leg straight. Keep the right foot flexed. Lower the right hip back down, so square the hips off. We're gonna come into some wrist, so toe taps to the wrist. So right toes, think about drawing the right nose or right toes to the right wrist. Try to keep the right wrist rooted. It's a little challenging. Inhale, lift the right heel. Try to keep the left or the right leg long, as straight as you can. Try tapping the right toes to the right wrist. Get as close as you can. Inhale, lengthen back, three-legged dog. One more tap here. Tap the toes to the wrist if you can. Inhale, lift the right heel. Draw the knee to the nose, step the foot through. Back heel lowers, lengthen the right leg. Moving into triangle pose. So right hand can find a block or your shin. Left hand can stay on the left hip. If you want to, left fingertips can reach to the top of the room. Think about stacking the shoulders on top of one another. Try not to let your knees drop in. Keep hugging the inner thighs together for stability. Think about externally rotating your inner thighs, like in our warrior two. You can keep your gaze at the floor. You can shift the gaze to the top of the room. Maybe circle the left arm and reach the fingertips to the front of the room, finding this side body stretch. On our next exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down, spin to the ball of the left foot. So left heel is lifted, all 10 toes point forward. Left hand down, either on the inside of the right foot or maybe to the outside. Right fingertips reach to the top of the room. So we're in this type of modified pyramid twist or modified revolved triangle with the left heel lifted. If it ever becomes too much on the left hand or the left wrist, or you feel like you're collapsing, you can start to tent the left fingertips, giving yourself a little bit of height here. Pull the right hip back. Can you twist a little bit deeper? Hands frame the front foot. Lower the back heel. Side angle pose. Right hand to the inside of the right foot or to a block. Left fingertips reach to the sky or maybe to the top of or to the front of the room. Next breath in, using your core, reverse your warrior. Right knee stays bent. Warrior two. And then spin to the ball of the left foot. Fingertips sweep to the top of the room. Crescent warrior. And then coming into a little bit of a twist, you can choose your depth, either taking hands to prayer and catching the left elbow to the right thigh, or if you want to, if you know you can, lengthen the right or the left arm, catch the armpit to the right knee, and then right fingertips reach to the top of the room. Just finding a deeper twist, whatever works for you. Inner thighs are hugging together. One more round of breath here. Can you twist the body a little deeper with each exhale? Inhale takes you through your crescent. And then back heel lowers warrior one pose. So we're doing a ton on this right leg. Hang in there. Open yourself up, warrior two. One more reverse warrior. Cartwheel the hands down. Three-legged downward facing dog. And then cross the right ankle over the left side. So we're taking a figure four in our downward facing dog. Stay flexed through the right foot. And then we'll spin to the outer edge of the left foot, coming into a side plank. If you want to keep the figure four, maybe do that. If you want to release the foot, if you want to drop the left knee, a couple modifications. Taking what you need, maybe lifting the right foot, coming into a tree variation, taking whatever your body needs. And then moving through your down dog over to the right side. So taking a revolve side plank. So spin to the inside of the left foot. Right knee might still be hugging in. So this is a ton of inner thigh strength. And then move to your down dog. Your choice for chaturanga, maybe release the right foot, maybe keep it on the inner thigh. Remaining in our downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel lifts. Toe taps here, so toe to wrist. Keep the leg long. Try tapping your toes to the left wrist. Inhale, three-legged dog. Keep the leg long. Tap the toes to the wrist. Compress the thigh to the chest. One more time here. Tap the toes to the wrist. Three-legged dog. Touch the foot between the hands. Back heel lowers. Lengthen both legs. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left hand to shin or a block. Right hand to the hip or reaching to the top of the room. Try spinning the ribcage open to the sky. Peel the right hip back. Careful not to dump the weight in the left hand. Stay active through the side body. Stay lifted through the left waist. You want to start to circle the right arm to the front of the room, getting into the right side body. And we'll plant the hands to frame the front foot. Spin to the ball of the back foot, so right heel lifted, both legs long. Your choice for right hand to be on the inside or the outside of the left foot. Left hand can stay to the hip. We'll move into a twist. So twisted pyramid or a modified revolved triangle, whatever you'd like to name it. Peel the left hip back. Keep twisting a little bit deeper. Spinning the ribcage open to the sky, to the left side. You want to, if it's a little bit too much on the right hand, tent the fingertips to add a little bit of boost, a little height, a little relief from the wrist. And then plant the hands. Lower the back heel, lift yourself up, reverse your warrior. And then come back to a warrior two. Spin to the ball of the back foot. Biceps next to the ears, fingertips to the front or to the top of the room. Crescent. And then your choice for your twist. You can take a prayer twist, so elbow catches the left thigh. So whenever you're twisting, think about lengthening through the spine first, and then twisting a little bit deeper. You can catch the armpit to the left knee. Left arm might lift to the top of the room. Keep hugging your inner thighs together. One more round of breath here. Inhale, lifts you back up to your crescent. Use the strength of the inner thighs. Lower the right heel, warrior one. Think about finding this stretch from the right heel all the way to the right thigh. Next exhale, open yourself up, warrior two. Reverse once more. Cartwheel the hands down. Three-legged dog. And then cross the left ankle over the right thigh, figure four stretch. Think about pressing the left knee to the back of the room to find a little bit deeper of a stretch in the left glute. And then shift the weight to the right side, so right edge of the foot. And then coming into your side plank, whatever that looks like. You might keep the stretch, or you might want to lift the left foot, maybe lower to the right knee. And then moving through your down dog, revolve side plank, spin to the inside of the right foot. Left leg might stay lifted. Working on your inner thigh strength. And then meeting in your down dog. Your choice for chaturanga. And we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. Full breath in. Exhale to let it go. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale to step or hop top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale to fold. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, circle the fingertips to the top of the room. Exhale, heart folds over the legs. Uttanasana fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step or hop your way through a chaturanga. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Next breath, right heel lifts. Draw the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Lower to the back knee, untuck the toes. We're in our lizard lunge. You might want to take a couple pulses in and out of the front knee. And then finding stillness in your lizard lunge. And every inhale, think about pulling your heart through. And every exhale, maybe you fold a little deeper. So maybe coming onto forearms or using props underneath the hands or forearms. And we'll take about 5 rounds of breath here in our lizard lunge. Releasing any tension in the neck. So if you're cranking your neck to look what's in front of you, just take a look in between the hands or the forearms. Keeping the neck long. Two more rounds of breath here. And then coming back onto the hands. You can either stay here, or maybe you want to press the right hand into the knee. Maybe you want to spin to the pinky side edges of both feet, just getting into the hips a little bit more here. And then coming back through center. Shift the hips back, peel the right toes off the mat, modified half splits. So both hands are on the inside of the right leg. Inhale to draw the heart forward. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And then bend the right knee. Lift the back foot, or lift the back knee, tuck the toes, and then shift the weight to the back foot, Skandasana. So toes and knees point in the same direction. Left knee bends, hips come to the heel of the left foot. Right leg is long. And then walk the fingertips to the front of the mat. Side plank, left side. Shift the weight to the left hand. Spin to the outer edge of the left foot. Your variation. You want to take this into a wild thing. Maybe lift the right heel off the left foot. Bend the right knee. Touch the toes behind the leg. Press into the feet to lift the hips. And then rolling through your high plank, maybe right toes lift, chaturanga. And downward facing dog. Left heel lifts. Left toe step on the outside of the left hand. Right knee lowers, untuck the toes. Take a couple pulses in and out of the left leg. And then finding stillness in your lizard lunge. Whether that means staying on the hands or coming down to forearms or using your props, whatever that looks like. Keep the spine long, neck long. Keep the gaze soft. Keep the belly button up and in. Core is still active. 4 more rounds of breath here. And then coming back onto the hands. Either staying here for a couple rounds of breath, or maybe start to press the left knee open with the left hand. Maybe spin to outer edges of your feet, getting into the left hip. And then coming back through center. Lower the back knee down again if it was lifted. Shift your hips back, modified half splits. Hands on the inside of the left leg. And inhale to reach from the crown of the head. And then exhale, try folding into your half splits. And then walk the hands to the back of the mat, coming into your Skandasana pose. Right knee bends, heels sink to the right heel, left leg long. Hands can stay at heart, or for more stability, for more support, hands on the floor. And then travel to the top of the mat. Shift the weight to the edge of the right foot, side plank. You want to come into wild thing, bend the left knee, lift the leg, touch the toes behind the right leg, press into the feet to lift the hips higher. And then rolling through your high plank, option to take a high to low or chaturanga. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. And we'll lower the shins down to the mat. Sink the hips back to your heels, taking any variation of child's pose. The most restorative being knees together, Rest the arms alongside body, rest the forehead on the mat. Reach your fingertips out in front of you if they weren't. Travel the hands over to the left side. Coming into one more side body stretch. And then travel the hands through center over to the opposite side. And then coming through center. You're coming to sit on your shins. If it's too much on your knees, you can place a bolster underneath the calves, between the calves and the sits bones, just for a little bit less pressure. We're going to come into some breath work called Nadi Shodhana. So it's an alternate nostril breath. It's supposed to be balancing and energizing for your mind and body, but a great way just to slow down the breath once again before moving to a couple last poses and then Shavasana. So you'll begin with taking your thumb and your fourth finger, so your ring finger. So these two fingers will be used to close the nostrils, and then the middle finger and pointer finger come to your third eye, so the space between the brows. So you'll seal the right nostril with the thumb. You'll take a deep breath in through the left nostril. And at the top of the inhale, we'll close the left nostril with your ring finger and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Seal the nostril with the right thumb. Exhale, left nostril. Deep inhale, left nostril. Seal the left, open the right, exhale. Deep inhale, right nostril. Seal the right nostril, exhale left. And taking this with your own rhythm here, you can close the eyes once you become a little bit more comfortable. Of course, if you need to take a look at what I'm doing, take a look. But finding this calming, this balancing breath. Taking about 5 more rounds on each side. And after your last round, you'll end with an exhale out of the left nostril. And coming back to your seat, releasing the fingers. Feeling the inhalation through both of the nostrils now. And exhale to soften the muscles. Whenever you're ready, making your way onto your backs, however you get there. You can draw the knees into your chest once you arrive. And take a twist over to the left side. So drop the knees to the left. Hips can lift a little bit over to the right side. And press your right hip to the front of the room, finding this length once more from the right shoulder, past the rib cage, all the way to the right hip point. And let the knees travel through center. And take the supine twist on the other side. And lift the hips over to the left side a little bit. Press the left hip to the front of the room, creating space along the left side of the body. And then traveling back through center. Giving yourself one more big squeeze here. And then meeting in your Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you. Letting the eyes soften. Letting the lips fall apart. Tongue releases from the roof of the mouth. Letting go of your breath. And witnessing everything that's unfolding in your body, in your mind. So being the observer. Not getting distracted by any thoughts. Just letting everything pass by so that you can be in this present moment. I'll be here to guide you out of your practice, so you can stay here as long as you would like. Shavasana. Take a deep inhale and a light exhale. Whenever you feel ready, draw the knees to the chest. And rolling over onto one side of your mat, coming into a fetal position. And before making your way up to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. And draw your hands to your third eye, so thumb knuckles find the space between the brows. And tucking the chin gently. Noticing the energy of the body, the emotional state of your heart, and the quality of your thoughts. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely evening and rest of your week. My name is Hayley again. If you have any questions, comments, yeah, great. If you haven't checked out the website or Instagram, make sure to give a look at that. There's some awesome teachers, fitness, and yoga classes that Adventure Rock is offering at this time. So I will see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.